We are disappointed that we couldn't find a way to get a win at Colorado State. Determined that we'll make amends what happened at Fresno State. Colorado State, we never led. Fresno State, we never led. Hopefully we can flip the pattern in our game Tuesday night against a good Fresno State team, tied with us with a group tied for second, one game behind. So a lot of us still feeling we've got a great chance to win the Mountain West Conference regular season. 2 games in a row we scored the ball well, didn't guard well enough. They made shots, Colorado State did, but we didn't guard with the urgency that you have to make a difference between okay looks and very good looks. Same thing happened in the first half in our first meeting with Nevada, or with Fresno. They're good. They now have gotten their starting point guard back, Cesar Guerrero, and he's making up for lost time. So they've got another added player who's very good, experienced, who we recruited out of high school, who can play. They've got the leading scorer in Marvell Harris, who can get his shot on anybody, but he's not the Lone Ranger. Paul Watson hurt us. Lewis hurt us. So this will be a test for us. Can we guard, and can we come home and also score? But we are excited, and we're looking forward to playing in front of our home folks. And our expectations are to get a win. Anything?
When you look back at the tape of the Fresno State game and the Colorado State game, the first, say, 8 or 10 minutes, and they're making all those shots, how much of that is those guys just making really, really hard shots, and you're okay with them taking hard shots? How much of it was defensive breakdowns?
I would say maybe a little of both. I think probably our Colorado State early effort was better than our Fresno early effort. But our effort in both late was better. So we've got to have what we put on the board with one of our 6 bullet points: controlled desperation. We've got to be able to play with that, and you have to know what that means. You have to come out and be the one that, you know, we use the phrase, are you the hammer or are you the nail? And we got to be the hammer. We got to come out and hit first the right way, make them react. And you don't do it every possession, but you've got to come out and try to do it every possession. So I think part of it was both sides. Great atmosphere in Fort Collins. Kind of the atmosphere was how hard Fresno played. The crowd didn't have an impact on that game. The crowd had an impact on the Colorado State game. And Colorado State was good. They made some hard shots. Avila, we talked about him being the number one. If you start saying, okay, here's a guy you got to keep below his average, instead he got 10, 12 above his average. He was very, very good. Very good. As was their team. They made more free throws than we shot. Or they made 17 free throws, we shot 17 free throws. And we should be the one in that ballpark where we're making more than they shoot. We didn't do that. We were 9 for 17 from the free throw line.
Coach, I think down the stretch you guys finished maybe 0 for 4, 0 for 6 maybe from the field, and obviously it seemed like we would have liked to maybe get it to Malik, but they're denying him pretty hard. Were those shots that you guys missed down the stretch, were those shots that you were okay with? You know, between like the missed jumpers from maybe Wilkin and J.J. O'Brien, were those shots you're okay with? Would you like to see better looks down the stretch?
We missed some good shots. AQ had a drive to the rim that he missed. He had a wide open 3 that he missed. He had 2 shots at the end that were desperation, where we're 4 behind. He took a 3, got it. We kicked it back, took another 3. JJ had an unguarded 3. Do you want to get guys that have made 5 out of 6 and 7 out of 9? Yeah. But the other team's smart enough to say, we're going to make it a little harder for them to get those shots. I thought we had good looks. Didn't make them. We had 2 chances to take a lead down 1. One, we missed 2 free throws. You can't get any better look than that. We had a AQ drove, got fouled. They didn't call it. He misses. JJ gets the rebound. They do foul. They do call it. And he doesn't make either of the 2 free throws. And then the next trip down, I thought we had a really good look. It didn't go in.
Since we're talking about down the stretch, the foul call on O'Brien, you don't have to explain it too much, but in terms of how else is he supposed to defend that? The way I'm sure you know the one I'm referring to with Favila. He did the spin move. I think it was right-handed hook.
Hard to explain a bad call, right?
Yeah.
It needs no explanation.
Steve, just comment a little bit on Malik's performance and then maybe what you expect to do with him for this next game.
Well, Malik will make Fresno State scout board. I don't know that he made Colorado State's scout board. So he has gotten their attention. So I would imagine that they will guard him when he steps out to shoot the ball. And Fresno, or Colorado State said, prove it. And he made shot after shot. He played terrific. I mean, I don't have to tell you that. He played 28 minutes and 29 minutes, scored 22 points. And he played terrific offensively. We've seen flashes of that in practice. And that's the player that we recruited. And I think in time, more minutes, he will grow comfortable and be a very good player for us this year with what I said after the game, with a chance to be a great player.
In terms of a weakness in his game at this point, obviously he's learning in all the areas. Would you say defense is an area that he may be struggling a little bit with?
He's worked very hard at every part of learning that this is not AAU ball, or this is not playing in the gym when nobody's watching or cares. He has regard now for the basketball. The ball, he was all over the map with the ball early. Anytime he would drive, it would be a turnover. And he's been much more diligent, and that comes with time. He hadn't played in 2 years. I think his shot now, he was shooting moon balls before. He had so much arc on his shot. Now it almost looks like this is exactly the way it should be shot. But everybody, if you say a young kid, a young freshman coming in, where will he struggle the most? It would probably be at the defensive end. So he's not the Lone Ranger on that. He's gotten better. He's using his length to an advantage. And he's made progress. He's made progress there, which has helped him stay on the floor, and he's gotten some time. So we look forward to seeing how he plays tomorrow, as I'm sure all of our fans will. See how they defend him, to see whether his presence on the floor will help others. Where they're paying particularly close attention to him, it may free someone else up for opportunities. He may not have the stat line, but he may be every bit as valuable to us on the floor. So obviously he feels good about how he played, so do we. We both wish that we could have found a way to get a win.
Steve, does losing at Fresno last time do anything to motivate the team?
Well, we obviously know that we lost to them, and you don't want to lose to the same team twice, but I think just the incentive of having lost our last game, coming back home, a game out of first place instead of in first place, it's a huge game for us. It's a home game. If you want to win the league, you need to win your home games. It's against an opponent who's playing very good basketball. They're 5-2. And they had a triple overtime loss to Wyoming as one of their 2 losses. So this is a team that thinks they can win the league. They're very athletic. They play exceptionally hard. They will run clock. You'll see lots of possessions where that shot clock will be in the red, 10 seconds or under. They are very good, isolate one-on-one players, and they can make shots. Marvell Harris can shoot with anybody in the country. He's good. And Guerrero is, I mean, he can get a shot on anybody also. Paul Watson the same way. So this is a good basketball team that I'm sure if you ask them, they would say we're disappointed to be 10-10, but we're excited that we're 5-2.
How are they different now? You've seen some film with them with Guerrero.
It truly gives them a big-time scoring option now when he's out there. They have 4 perimeter players who you better guard or they're going to make a shot. And before they had for sure 3 and a facilitator in that 4th spot. Now they got 4 that can score the ball, and they know how to get their shots, and none of them are hesitant to shoot it when they get an open look.
Steve, what's the latest on Poley?
I believe he's seeing another doctor today, has seen a doctor today, so I don't have any further update for you. He won't be dressing tomorrow, won't be playing, hasn't started any physical activity with us. And we're cautiously optimistic that that'll happen soon, but it hasn't happened yet, and it's not going to happen today. So, no news, really.
Coach, all 5 losses away from home so far this year. Is that a coincidence? Is that an anomaly, or is there something to that?
I'm going to petition to see if we don't have to play more road games, I guess. Hard for anybody to win on the road. And more people win at home than are on the road. I will also say we're the only team in the league that doesn't have a home loss. And hopefully we'll stay that way. We've had a couple, we've had chances. And a couple others that we were beaten soundly. One of those losses was a neutral site. Life on the road is not easy for anybody. We do have, if you go back 5 years, the last 5 years, we're in the top 5 or 6, I believe, in road success. So we're used to winning on the road. We can win on the road. We won 2 in a row and unfortunately didn't get the 3rd in a row at Colorado State. But hopefully when we go to Nevada next week, we'll get one.